you know, and address everybody and to see everybody that's tuned in. We have almost 500 people on this call. So good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. And I have to say that I am truly blessed to be able to be in this position, to be able to, serve, and I'm truly grateful. And most importantly, I'm grateful for every single one of you for being here, believing in the vision, no matter different challenges that we went through together. We couldn't be where we are today if we didn't overcome the challenges that we have faced. And we are here, and many companies have started, same time as us, and they are not here today. And many companies maybe have done bigger events than us. Maybe they have done more volume than us, but they are not here today. We are here because we truly believe in understanding, being part of something long term, something I call it a just cause, something that beyond money, something that is bigger than ourselves. And that's what makes me super happy. That's what makes me want to work harder than I've ever did before. Because when I meet individual like Charlie and I see, his vision with the company, and I see other leaders, their vision, it makes everything much more worth it. Because sometimes, when you're in the office, you don't get to see everything, right? But when you actually speak to the leaders and see their vision, which is truly being part of a long-term company, it gets me really fired up. Why? Because that's the reason we created B. We didn't create B so that, oh, let's make some money and let's become rich or something like that. No, we didn't start B because of that. Obviously, as you guys know, that my background doesn't come from a wealthy background. In fact, my background is not from a average family or a middle class family. I I still remember the days where my mom was walking with me, right, for hours to get flowers, right? I don't know if you know what I mean. It's like flour, you make bread with it. And I was just telling this story the other day to one of my colleague, and I never told this story before, and never occurred to me, that these are the things that we grew up with, Although my dad, he was from UK, but he died in UK, and my mom couldn't read or write, and she had no access to be able to access any of the wealth or bank accounts or anything that my dad left behind, right? So as a result, we were struggling. My mom was struggling to put food on the table. And I still remember like walking for hours to finally go for this aid, like donation. And at the end, we were rejected because they said, "Hey, you guys are from London. Why are you asking for donation?" And so we didn't get the flour. And I was thinking to myself, "Wow, this is crazy." And then when we did, move to UK, we were living with in a foster home, right? We're living with different type of families. We're even living with our step family, and they didn't like the fact that our dad married twice. And although we were kids, they felt like we were someone to be blamed for. And we grew up thinking that we don't deserve good things in life. In fact, they felt somehow ashamed that we are their brothers. And, as a kid, when you grew up being part of this environment, I always thought to myself of not being worthy. And I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this, but, sometimes we grew up in an environment where people make us believe that we are not worthy of success. We are not worthy of greatness that God has inherently put in us. And I was that person who believed my surrounding. until I came across this beautiful in a profession, which is the network marketing profession, right? And this is the industry that I came across people who were very much open to show me and believe in me before I believed in myself, right? And before that, I never thought I could be someone who could amount to anything. So it was at the age of 23 where I came across this network marketing profession. And for me, this was something that has changed the direction of my life. It didn't change my life overnight, but it changed the direction of my life. This profession made me believe that if I just follow the process, if I just learn the skill set, I can be one of those people, not only become successful, but help other people in the process of become successful, right? In the beginning, my biggest why was retiring my sister from work. I still remember the days when my sister would do 3 jobs, a cleaning job, different type of job she was doing that was not really good for me to see. And I was working really hard. I started working at the age of 15, guys. I started working in a restaurant in UK, but in the morning I would do newspaper delivery because it wasn't enough money, so that my sister maybe can retire from work. But after working for many years, imagine from 15 to 23, it's quite a significant amount of time. Nothing really changed for me, you know. And so when this profession came my way, I went all in from my first week. I went all in. I quit my job. Of course, I don't recommend people quitting the job when they first see this opportunity, but I quit my job. And years went on not becoming successful. And then to become successful, I became a top earner in this profession, and in the process helped so many other people become top earner. And we know, just like any profession, whether you're selling real estate or whether in a food industry, whether in a, doesn't matter which industry you're part of, there's always going to be good and there's always going to be bad. And after becoming very successful, we also saw a lot of bad things within this profession. We've seen where companies essentially not staying innovative. A lot of these companies don't own their product. And we know, everybody can agree, the world is changing so fast, right? But the company must be the one that innovate the product and services. It cannot just be about competition plan. The company has to be product driven. It's not 1990s anymore. This is 2025 now. When we started, it was 2018. And I was looking at these companies where leaders were jumping from one company to another company, one company to another company. And one thing they all had in common is that for a moment, all these leaders stopped believing in the product at all, because for them, hey, I have the skill set, so I can sell anything. I can even sell water. But myself, I didn't want it to sell anything. I wanted to sell something that can change people's lives. I wanted to sell something that people truly want that product, not because you join the business just because you can make money from the compensation plan. How many leaders do we know that the first thing they want to know, hey, what is the compensation plan? And this type of thinking, what I call is a linear type of income, meaning something that you build and then you have to continue to build, you have to continue to build, and nothing really sticks. So the dream that I had when I first joined this industry was to have residual income, you guys. I want residual income, meaning I want to build my organization once, but I want to continue to get paid from that organization year after year after year. Why? Because I love this profession, but I don't want to jump from one company to another company. I want to stick to one thing. You know, most successful people in the world, look at the biggest of the biggest example. They stuck to one thing that made them extremely successful. They were very much obsessed with one thing first before they did anything else. So for me, I understood this. But the problem is that companies don't have a good product that people want. So most people just join because they want the opportunity. That's it. Just like me, when I first joined this profession, I joined because of the opportunity. The product wasn't that interesting. And so we know that the network marketing profession must make a transition. So I was looking for that company. I was looking for the company in 2018. I was looking and I was looking and I was thinking maybe I can leave this industry. Maybe I don't do this profession anymore because I can't get myself to sell something that I do not believe in. And that was my biggest problem. But then I realized I cannot leave because this industry has done so much for me. Guys, you have to understand, when I was 25, when I was 2018, I was 25 years old. I was 27 years old, excuse me. And at the age of 27, I've achieved my dream 100 times bigger than the dream that I had for myself. You guys understand that? Whatever dream I had when I first started this profession, I achieved 100 times more than the dream that I had at the age of 27 because of this profession. So I didn't need to do anything else. I'm set, but I cannot leave this industry because I love it. Because there's no other profession that allows you to have this exponential amount of success, right? But at the same time, I don't want to jump from one company to another company. I don't want to just sell anything. I want to build a legacy. How many of you here on this call where you want to build a legacy? Well, if you want to build a legacy, the company must be product driven, right? Company must be product driven. You would have to have tens of thousands of customers who are paying month after month after month, year after year after year, not because of the opportunity, but because they love the product. Then you're going to have a legacy. You're going to create a legacy because you understood the power of that, right? You understood the power of being a product-driven company. Legacy means that long after I leave, I can pass my account down to my children and their children. That's the type of company that I want to be part of. And unfortunately, in 2018, that company did not exist. And, you know, God has a purpose for every person. And for us, it was meant to be that we create this company. But when we created this company, we said, hey, we're not going to create this company just so that we can win a season. We created this company so we can be an infinite player, meaning we created this company so that we can stay in the game, so we can be here 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 years and beyond. That requires a different level of mindset. That requires a different level of belief. That requires you to want to be part of a legacy company. That requires you to believe in yourself that you can create a legacy for yourself, for your future generation, for your country. That requires that level of belief. When you have that level of belief, when you know you are destined to create a legacy, you're going to act differently. You're going to think differently. The action that you take is going to be so different than the people who take the shortcut. It's going to be different, right? And think about it. Because we acted differently, because we did things the right way, after 7 years, you guys, we're the only company in this space, right, exist, and all the other ones gone, or they changed their vision to do something totally different. They're coming up with new product every other day with putting the name on it. It's not even their product. Okay, this is what happens when you stick to your vision and you don't get swayed by hype, you know. And so I'm telling you one thing right now, is that you are looking at this opportunity. You're part of this company that is going to create thousands of diamonds. And I truly believe in Charlie's vision. He says, we're going to have 10,000 diamonds in Latin America. I truly believe it's going to happen because he's one of those people who see this vision. And many of you, I know you see that vision too. But let's go back a little bit to the people who are new to this profession, to the people who are maybe new to be. One thing we need to understand is that every company, right? Let's put our bee business into perspective and compare it to other businesses in the world. You see, doesn't matter what kind of product or services that you're selling, you're going to have to create a product. Then you're going to have to do branding. Then you have to do logistics. Then you have to do customer acquisition, mean you have to acquire customers, right? And then you have to do customer service. Now think about it for a moment. If you want to do customer acquisition, there's many ways you can do customer acquisition. You can do it via a physical store, you can do it via an online store, or you can do our model that we have, right? And that model that we use is called network marketing. It's called direct sales. You see, most companies in the world, right, one way or another, they are using an affiliate model. But the difference between us and other companies is that in B, or in this profession, not only you get to acquire customers, right? But you get to build a franchise just like McDonald's, right? And then if you teach them to acquire customers, you get to earn a percentage from that. That's it. This is the whole business model. Because you got to understand about something. There's no business in the world that does not acquire customers. The way they acquire customers varies. We acquire customers by allowing you to build a business within the B business. Simple as that, right? But if you wanted to acquire customers, what do you have to do? It doesn't matter which business you're part of. You need to get a lead, meaning you have to add a contact, right? You got to get people who are interested in your business by whether it's social media, whether it's your warm market, right? Whether you do a Google ad or TikTok ad or you do a live, you have to get a lead, right? That's number one. Doesn't matter which business you're part of. Number two, you have to add them to your contact list, right? Number three, you have to make an appointment. You have to present, you have to show the business, you got to make an appointment, right? Then what do you have to do? You have to do a presentation. You have to show them the business. And then you have to do follow-up, right? Some of you guys don't understand the importance of follow-up. Like, guys, follow-up, every business in the world does follow-up. How many of you have seen an ad on Instagram? You see it first time, you don't buy it. Second times, you don't buy it. But by the 50th time, you're like, you know what, I'm going to buy this, right? So you have to understand every business in the world are doing follow-up, right? And once you follow up, people sign up. And once people sign up, you acquire them as a customer. And once you acquire them customer, you get paid, right? It's very, very simple, right? So it doesn't matter which industry you're part of, this is the process that we must follow. And here in B is no different. Sometimes, we get a little bit concerned. Oh my God, I'm reaching out to people. Is this normal? Guys, this is so normal. Doesn't matter what business you're part of, this is something that you have to do. Other day we had a lady came into our office, and her son is just graduating from university. And she was telling me, what do you think, Moin, he should do? And I said, what I think that he should do is learn to acquire customers. Because when you learn to acquire customers, this is a skill set that nobody can take away from you. It's just like learning a skill set of trading, right? Once you learn it, nobody can take away from you. This is a skill set that you're going to need. Doesn't matter what business you do. When you have that skill set, you have a level of security. Yes, you have a level of security. So I like to have skill set. I like to do things that gives me security. When you look at B, when you see the fact that we create our own product, when you see the fact that we've been here for last 7 years and we are not going anywhere, when you see the fact that we have over 200 employees in the company, doesn't matter how much revenue we do, we are constantly improving, constantly investing back into the leadership. Guys, how many of you been to one of our retreat, right? Our retreat is the best in the industry, people say, and we always invest back, right? We always invest back. And we always go over budget. Always. The team always goes over budget. Why? Because we want to treat you like who you are going to become, not where you are. So we always go above and beyond. You should be treated like a superstar. You should be treated someone like who is deserving of success. So you have to see that we are a company that continuously delivers. Doesn't that feel good that it gives you a level of security? The company is always delivering, always under promising, but over delivering. Doesn't that give you a level of security where you don't have to sell the vision? You don't have to sell the vision. You can sell what we have. And what we have is working. What we have is changing lives. The vision is for us to understand. Vision is for you to understand is that, in the last retreat, people were coming up to Hassan and they're like, I've made so much money using Sage Master. I didn't know nothing about trading, but now through Wow, I learned so much. This is how much I made. Look, I was able to pay off my old mortgages. Look, I was able to make more money than what I would have made in my job in next 10 years. We had a lady come and say, I have made money, whatever I would have made in a job in next 10 years, right? Imagine. So, and Ehsan looks back and says, guys, hold on a second. Do you guys realize that this Sage Master that you see today is the worst version of Sage Master that you will ever see? Just think about that for a moment. This is the worst version of Sage Master you will see. So imagine what will happen 2 years from now on, 3 years from now on, 4 years from now on. It is going to be the #1 product in the entire fintech industry, financial technology. You guys, financial technology is going to be $1 trillion industry. Network marketing profession itself is a huge industry, yes, but the fintech is going to be $1 trillion industry. That's the industry we are in. So I have to tell you guys, when you learn to acquire a skill set of acquiring customers, this is something that's going to give you security. But the question is, which product and services should you sell with the skill set that you have, right? Should it be Sage Master? Should it be Wow? And I would argue absolutely yes, because let's look at real estate. Okay, when you say real estate, and I'll give you some example. If you were to make $5,000 commission in real estate, you have to show houses to at least 25 people. And after showing 20 houses to 25 people, you sell one house, right? So you make $5,000, right? That's how much you would make. If you wanted to make $100,000 in real estate, right, you would have to sell 20 homes. And for you to sell 20 homes, you need to show, you need to have at least 670 prospect. Okay, 670 prospect who you guys here in Dubai, the agents, take me with the car, buy me coffee, all of this stuff. And at the end, right, how many of them buy the house, right? If they want to make 100K, 20 people out of 670 people, right? So you have to understand something, that in real estate, you're just making that money one time. So this is what I call a linear income, right? This is what I call a linear income. It just stays like this. But what I call an exponential income is that it starts small, but it grows over time. It becomes exponential. It becomes exponential. And I am telling you right now, last 7 years, we have the facts. Because sometimes say, yeah, this is cool, but here's the thing. Right now, I'm making good money with trading. Yeah, cool, amazing. Like I've seen so many success stories, but I'm gonna talk about business over here. Because you can make a lot of money with trading, but if you build a business, you can make more money and you can have more money for your trading. That means you can make more money. It's simple, you know? So if you look at real estate agents, right, versus here in B, people are 11 times more likely to make $100,000 than real estate, just based on facts of our last 7 years here in B. If you are an actor or an entertainer, meaning you're trying to become an actor and so forth, right? 14 times more people will likely to earn 100K than an actor or an entertainer here in B. If you're trying to be a YouTube influencer, right? 79% more likely people will earn 100K over here than being a YouTube influencer. How many of people you see people trying to become a YouTube influencer, right? But 79% more chances over here in B. If you try to be an Amazon seller, right? In here in B, it's like 5 times more chances that you'll make 100K than being an Amazon seller. So, people don't look at the facts. Sometimes they just go with the opinion. We have the most aggressive compensation plan, you guys, with the best product. So at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what do I need to do in order for me to be one of those top earner here in B? What do I need to do? And I'll tell you right now, you need 2 things. 2 things, and write this down. Number 1, you need to be able to persuade. You need to be able to persuade people. Now, persuasion is not a skill set, in my opinion. Persuasion is something that comes from internally, right? It's something that inside of you. And once you have it inside of you, you're gonna persuade people like this. Because this is how persuasion works. Either the customers or someone, whoever you're talking to, persuading you, or you persuading them. But how do you persuade them? It's all based on 3 beliefs. Okay. Number 1, you got to have belief in this profession. Guys, you see my story. In this profession, I've become successful just having this skill set without the product that we have, which is an incredible product. So this industry does over $200 billion a year in revenue, right? So it's easy to believe in this profession. This profession, the compensation plan is regulated. Sometimes people say, oh yeah, is this a pyramid thing? Guys, this profession is regulated. What makes it regulated is the compensation plan. It's legal all over the world, right? Super legal. Like McDonald's franchisee system it's regulated. That's why we say network marketing, because it's a regulated industry. How do you know if a company is legal and doing things right way? Well, not only we have the best of the best structure and compliance in terms of how we are doing things, we are part of DSA, Direct Selling Association, that upholds the highest level of standard of leading by example when it comes to legality, when it comes to customer service, when it comes to ethics, right? So that's number 1. Number 2, believe in the company and the opportunity. Now, believing the company and opportunity, it's easier than ever before. 7 years track record, tens of thousands of lives changed, thousands of lives changed within our with people using the product and services. Just go on our Discord and you'll see. Just go on our Discord. Just go on our Wow live session. Just ask testimonial. Show up to this event and you will see the impact that we have created, right? So it's not hard to believe in the fact what we have. Look at how many releases that we do. Guys, just this end of this cycle, we're going to launch a breakthrough feature in a Forex. How many of you are excited about that? We're going to launch something revolutionary in Forex, in Sage Master. It's insane. It's insane what we're about to launch, right? So it's going to be crazy, right? Imagine we start to focus more on Forex now. Look what we have done with crypto. We have done over $2 billion in transaction, over $2 billion in Sage Master. What does it say? It says our product have adoption. Our product has a lot of trust. So does Forex, but Forex is much bigger than crypto. And we are just scratch the surface. We just scratch the surface. So understand something, that we in Sage Master, we are going to have 10 million users by 2030. 10 million users. I want you to imagine you getting paid from 100,000 customers. What would that look like? I want you to imagine you having 1 million customers between you and your organization combined. What would that look like? And I know this is going to happen, because it's not going to happen because of us. It's going to happen because of you. Okay? Because we said we're not going to go out there and do traditional marketing. We'll never do that. Why? Doesn't matter how good the product become, we'll never do that, because this profession changed my life. It changed my life. And I want more and more people use this opportunity to change their life. And I want people to hear about this incredible platform only through you. Right? So understand, it's not easy, it's not hard to have belief in the product and services that we have. So you need to surround yourself with the right environment, with right people, so that it's inside of you this strong belief and conviction that people can feel your energy when you sit with them. When you do a Zoom call, they can feel this aura about you, that you were so sold out with where this platform is going, where B is going. When you have that, you're naturally going to persuade people. Right? So at the end of the day, this is what I see. This is what I see. And this is the second part of it, right? Is that you got to have belief in the leadership. Guys, today, Latin America, hands down, have the best of the best leadership I've ever seen. Like how many of you guys believe, know that, feel that? I feel it in my heart. I'm so grateful and happy because of the leaders that we have in Latin America. And I truly believe they are the leaders that's going to inspire not just people here in B, but they're going to inspire people outside of the B. You know, I was asking someone the other day, I was asking them, hey, who do you think is the best girl in this profession, the best leader, best guy in this profession, best girl in this profession? Who do you think it is? Who inspires you? And we couldn't think of name. They couldn't think of name. And I said, you know what? The best of the best guy, best of the best girl that's gonna inspire tens and millions of people is here in B. And for Latin America, it's here in this call, right? You guys are the one that's gonna lead the industry to where it's meant to go. We said this industry requires a transformation. We are leading that transformation. You are leading that transformation. You need to start believing that. You need to start believing that, because I truly believe in you guys. I truly believe that. And so that this is why I say in Latin America, I truly believe one day, and that day is not long, we're going to do a convention with 60,000 people. 60,000 people like Amway did once. You know, Amway did with a physical product. You know, they did a convention with 60,000 people. We got to be the Amway of tech. We got to be the Amway of the people, of us people, changing people's financial circumstances with the product and services that we have. We got to be that people, because we have a product that changes lives, guys. We have a product that's an asset. We got to get this product out there and make it a household name. And we do this by building event to event to event. And how do we know that we have done our job? When all of us hold a convention with 60,000 people in Latin America. So let's work towards that. Let's work toward that. Let's start believing that, and let's do everything we need to do, because I truly believe that, you know, there's crazy things happening, you guys, in the world. We have that freedom and the opportunity. Some people don't have that freedom and opportunity. Why are we going to waste our freedom? Why are we going to waste this opportunity when we're able? You know, that's what motivates me every day. I say, you know what? There are people who are not privileged like me. The fact that I can do what I want without someone limiting me, that's a great situation to be in. That's a great situation to be in, right? So we gotta do this, but we gotta start with our next convention, right? Our next convention, we gotta do an event with 10,000 people. We got to make it happen. How many of you guys believe we can do the next convention with 10,000 people in Latin America, right? This has never been done before in Latin America, and you got to be the one do it. Yeah, let's go. Chat going crazy. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we got to make that happen, right? We got to make that happen. How do we make that happen? And I'm gonna close it off with this. Okay, how do we make that happen? What do we have to do? Okay, I say that there's a rule of something called 1/3. Okay, the rule of 1/3. Production means a lot of activity. And what that means is that rule of 1/3 means for every 3 people you invite, 1 will attend the presentation. For every 3 who attend, 1 will sign up. For every 3 who sign up, 1 will fully commit and build with you, and who will say, I gotta be the one who is gonna be the pioneer in my country. I'm gonna be the one that pioneers this market, right? I'm gonna be the one that's responsible filling out an event with 10,000 people, right? So for every 3 sign up, 1 will fully commit with you, right? And so for me, you have to, many of you are on this 90-day game plan, right? Many of you are in this 90-day game plan, and you need to continuously go heavy on phase 1, irrespective of what rank you are in. You need to go heavy on phase 1, right? So on your week 1, let's just say this is your week 1, you got to do 28 invitation, right? At least you got to do 28 invitation. Week 2, you got to do 20 invitation. Week 3 to 8, you can do 10 per week. You know, I always talk about taking off. In order for you to take off, first couple of months, you got to be really heavy on phase 1, you guys. Phase 1 means inviting, presenting, signing people up, launching. That's what it means. So if you do week 1, 28 invitation, week 2, 20 invitation, right? When I say 20 invitation, I mean solid invitation, not just spamming people. People who you build some rapport with, and then you invited them to a presentation. If they don't sign up, it's not in your control. If someone doesn't sign up, what are you gonna do? Put a gun on their head? You gotta sign up right now. No, your only job is to invite and show them the business, right? So if you just do this one thing, right? If everybody does this, right? If in your first 54 days, you're gonna have 108 effective invitation done. And after that, you can slow down your invitation a little bit, right? So in your first 54 days, from now until next 54 days, do 2 effective invitation per day minimum. And then after that, you can do just 1 invitation per day. This is my advice to you guys. And as a leader, you must remember this rule, and please write this rule down. And I always follow this rule. It's called 80-20 rule. I mean, 80% of your time, you stay busy building. What does that mean? Inviting, presenting, enrolling, doing power kickoff, okay? This is 80% of your time, doesn't matter which rank you're at. 20% of your time, training, managing, admin, okay, admin type of work, 20%. Sometimes people say, well, I have a big organization now, so I'm going to stay busy managing and training my team and motivating them to do their things. And I ask one question. In this business, it's all about leadership. And leadership means over here, people do what you do, not what you say you do. Okay? People do what you do. So if people do what you do, and that's the definition of leadership, meaning making other people believe that they can do what you are doing, and you make them believe by leading that by example. If what you're doing, if they all duplicated that, how big is your organization going to be? If everybody spent 80% of their time managing, how big is your organization going to be? Because sooner or later, everyone's going to go on a management mode. You guys, you have to remember the 20-80% rule. If we're going to do an event in next convention with 10,000 people, all of us have an obligation to follow that 80-20% rule. And that's how you take off. And I got to tell you guys is that you are the pioneer. You are the pioneer in that market. So there are people who's not going to believe in you. There are people who going to doubt you. There are people who are going to throw shades at you. And I love this quote. It says, when people throw stones at you, don't throw them back. Use it to build an empire. Because success speaks louder than any word. If someone is being negative, let them. If someone doesn't believe in your vision, let them. Just continue working. And one day you are going to change so many lives. You don't even know it. You have no idea. One day you're going to achieve your goal so much bigger than the goal and the dream that you have today, but you don't even know it yet. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I am so excited to work with every single one of you. And it's my honor to be on this call. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie, for having me. And thank you so much, Harrison, Harry, for translating me. I hope I wasn't speaking too fast. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, boss. This is like I write down everything that you gave to us. Everything is like I feel like my first month in B, because in my first month in B, you were selling the Costa Rica convention, and then I went to the Costa Rica with my credit card, and then you say in the convention, we are going to be the Amway of technology with B. And I bought that vision. I bought that. You said that 1 billion, we are going to be the first in 1 billion, we are going to have records. So I feel this, and it's like, you say everything. The only thing that we need to do is showing the opportunity every single day. That's it. We don't have control in the people that is going to join, but we have control in the number of people that we present the opportunity. And that's phase one. That's it. If we present to leaders, if we present to I don't know, students, if we present to employees, it doesn't matter. Just I joined in B and I was a machine presenting the business. That's it. I'm diamond because I'm a machine presenting the business. That's it. And thus, I'm going to say this to you. We are going to change the game here in Latam with B. That's because cool. Old leadership, the leadership that left B, they didn't do the things good. But here we are going to do things very, very good to make you proud. Okay, that's why I'm staying here, because I feel B in my heart. I feel B in my blood, in my veins, in everything, in my look. All of the team has this sticker on their cell phone. It's like, if people join a company in Coca-Cola, they are proud of being in Coca-Cola. Why, if we are in B, we don't feel proud of being in B? I have my computer with the stickers. I have everything. It's like everybody outside needs to know that we are here. So thank you so much, boss, because I love me, I love you, I love your energy, I love your passion, I love your heart, because I feel that you really cares about us, the people, not of the numbers. The numbers are going to arrive. So we are going to have the
Yeah,
convention with 10K. Thank you so much, boss.
let's go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you
Chicos,
so much.
muchos siete, Samoy. Thank you, boss. Chicos, estoy sin palabras después de este mindset. Esto yo no lo sé, se los digo de corazón, yo no anoté absolutamente todo. Todo para mí ha sido el mejor mindset que hemos tenido este año. Nunca, o sea, ¿saben por qué yo quería tener este mindset con Moin? Porque qué mejor que escuchar al CEO dando la visión de a dónde vamos. Una cosa es que se los diga yo, una cosa es que se los diga, pero una cosa es el CEO diciéndoles a dónde vamos a ir, a dónde vamos a llegar, qué es lo que vamos a hacer. Yo confío plenamente en Vi, confío plenamente en los hermanos, confío plenamente en lo que tenemos en las manos. Y si usted está acá y usted de verdad todavía, y hoy les quiero dejar esto porque quiero cerrar con algo muy sencillo que lo anoté. Quiero que ustedes a conciencia pongan en el chat, ¿ustedes creen que realmente están mostrando el negocio a dos manos desde que se levantan hasta que se acuestan? Con la visión y la pasión que dijo Moin. Tenemos un video de 4 minutos en YouTube. Un video de 4 minutos en YouTube. ¿Ok? 4 minutos. Este video lo hicieron. Vean esto, les voy a mostrar algo. La semana pasada, este video tenía, chicos, vean esto, este video tenía 1000 vistas. En una semana lo llevamos a 2400 vistas. Este video que nos hizo la empresa, que para mí es el video más completo. Habla, yo no se escucha, chicos, pasen la interpretación, quiten la interpretación y escúchenme español. Quiten la interpretación y sí se escucha, ok. Este video hace una semana se los mostré a todo el equipo del Plan 90 que tengo en mi grupo. Hicimos una capacitación, bueno, yo normalmente los entreno en mi espacio, miramos números, pero esto tenía 1000 vistas, o sea que 1400 personas vieron este Zoom esta semana. ¿Qué pasa si todos los que estamos acá, 539, hacemos los números que dijo Moin hoy? Y compartimos este video a dos manos. Hola Juan, ¿cómo estás? Mira, estoy a punto de entrar a una reunión, sin embargo, mira, lo que estoy haciendo es algo impresionante. Estoy haciendo algo que tú no te alcanzas a imaginar. Tú sacarías 4 minutos para ver lo que estoy haciendo al final del video. Tú me dices si ves una oportunidad para mí. Yo quiero en este momento, Ángela Pulido, levanta la mano, por favor, que te quiero, prenda la cámara, mija, que quiero presentarte acá. Porfa, Ángel Pulido, no sé si estás por ahí, te acabo de ser anfitrión. Coanfitrión. Ángel, aló, Ángela, está en
Voy,
sala.
voy, 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 espera, espera.
Ángela, levántese la cama, despeínese, peínese, ponga la cámara. Ángela, berrionda. ¿Tú qué hiciste con ese video la semana pasada? Cuéntales qué cierre tuvimos, qué hiciste con ese video.
Se lo mandé a una empresaria, realmente no sabía que el perfil que era. Cuando me di cuenta el perfil que era, entonces pues le pedí un espacio a Charlie, ella vio el video, me dijo, Ángela, me llama la atención, pero no entiendo mucho, quiero saber el tema de las inversiones, pero no quiero saber nada de redes de mercadeo, absolutamente nada. Entonces yo le dije, no, no te preocupes, esto es para ti, te voy a presentar a una persona que tiene muchísima experiencia, Ángela, yo no quiero hablar sino contigo, y yo no, no te preocupes, él es de mi entera confianza, no te va a hablar nada de redes. Entonces nada, se lo presenté a Charlie, Charlie les hizo la presentación uno a uno, era una pareja de empresarios, el esposo ya venía haciendo un año trading, pero estaba en ese proceso como de frustración, de querer como que sí, será que no. Y pues Charlie hizo su magia, les mostró 6 máster y al final le dijeron, y obviamente les habló muchísimo de todos sus resultados y al final le dijeron, Charlie, ¿y qué hay que hacer para hacer marketing?
Chicos, solo les quiero que sepan algo, solo les compartió el video de 4 minutos. Y después de eso le dijeron, me interesa. Y Ángela lo único que hizo fue hacer caso de lo que yo les expliqué el otro día, llévelos a un cierre. Fuimos al cierre, me senté con ellos, hice el 1 a 1 y están buscándose, hicieron el abono, te hicieron el abono. Bueno, creo que no te han hecho el abono, pero pues
Lo
están,
hace, lo hace.
hoy pero chicos, una pareja con empresarios que no querían hacer marketing y el señor, el esposo, lo único que hacía en el Zoom, ¿y cuánto gano por marketing? ¿Qué estrategias tiene? ¿Tiene leads? ¿Tiene no sé qué? Es que yo hago marketing, yo hago trading, pero tal, le mostré, vean, quedó babeando. Solo salieron del Zoom echando babas y diciendo, esto es la oportunidad que yo quiero para impactar mi vida. Chicos, ¿ustedes creen que las personas afuera tienen 4 minutos para verse el video que nosotros tenemos en YouTube? ¿Ustedes creen que las personas afuera tienen 4 minutos? ¿Y que ustedes pueden hacer después de eso, conectarse 1 a 1? Sí, la gente queda, este video es
Estás aquí porque
demasiado,
tienes
demasiado profesional este video. O sea, si la empresa nos da esto, y chicos, les quiero pedir un favor. Ahorita les voy a pasar el link para que todos acá, todos ustedes deberían tener su cuenta de YouTube creada para que usted vaya a los comentarios y requerimos los 522 que seguimos conectados, requiero más de 500 comentarios en este video. Todos comentando, ¿qué ha hecho Víconos? Todos requiero comentando, porque los únicos que lo hicimos creo que fueron los que estamos ahí conectados, pero requiero que todos ustedes compartan su experiencia que han tenido. Vayan en este momento a hacerlo. Vayan, yo les paso, les voy a pasar el link para que ustedes vayan. Chicos, es muy sencillo. Mira, tienes 4 minutos para verte un video que te va a mandar y al final del video tú me dices si ves una oportunidad para ti. ¿Qué creen que les van a decir? Después de, puede que no entiendan, no entendieron nada, pero le dijeron que se querían conectar. Chicos, la pregunta es, ¿cuántas veces estoy presentando el negocio al día? ¿Y cuántos de mi equipo están presentando la oportunidad al día? Yo entendí eso, era lo único que yo entendí cuando arranqué en el negocio. Gracias, mi querida Ángel. Ahora, para finalizar, porque yo creo que ya Maíz tuvimos, quiero que todas las personas que se sienten estancadas en este momento con sus resultados actuales en el negocio pongan un número 5. Ok, creería que el 90, creería que muchos en él son, ¿cierto? Bueno, les voy a dar un regalo que ayer estuve pensando antes de acostarme, que es un estancado. Y les voy a dar este regalo. Un estancado es una persona que está atada a su versión actual por resistirse a su siguiente nivel. Realmente tú no estás estancado, tú no estás dispuesto a soltar tu vieja versión que no te permite ir al siguiente nivel. Tú no estás estancado, tú estás atado a esa versión tuya que sabes que no te permite ir a la siguiente. Tú no estás estancado, tú estás aferrado a esa versión de pésimos hábitos, a esa versión de mala creencia, a esa versión, ahí estás, porque incluso te da miedo de irte a la versión de tu siguiente nivel. El pasado es una experiencia, no una residencia, y muchos de ustedes cogieron el pasado y esa versión de residencia y no permiten mudarse a la versión que realmente ustedes saben que merecen vivir. Entonces, no estás estancado, estás aferrado a esa versión que tú sabes que no te sirve más y te sigues identificando a esa versión todos los días. Entonces, no, es que yo no puedo, es que yo no soy bueno invitando, es que yo no soy bueno no sé qué, es que no conecto con el negocio, es que no me gusta network marketing, es que, te reafirmas y te reafirmas y te reafirmas que es que yo no soy buena liderando, es que, claro, ¿cómo no te vas a quedar si tú mismo estás aferrado a esas creencias limitantes? Y vean esta imagen que les voy a dejar, que esta imagen me la pasó una socia, pero yo quiero que ustedes vean. Nadie vive más estresado que alguien que conoce su propio potencial y sabe que no está viviendo a su altura. Eso es un estancado, una persona que no vive a su altura. Entonces, jóvenes, ¿Quieren irse al siguiente rango? Dejen de identificarse con el rango actual. ¿Quieren traer mejores personas a su negocio? Dejen de pensar que la gente no tiene plata. Dejen de pensar que la gente no le gusta el negocio. Eres tú el que no abandona esa versión. Dios los bendiga. Esta noche tenemos, ojo porque esta noche tenemos presentación de negocio y la va a hacer un crack. Este negocio es muy importante, así que ya te digo. Esta noche hay presentación de negocio. ¿Cuántos de ustedes han conectado en la presentación? Ángel, porfa, mi bro chicos, sí, les tengo que contar algo antes de finalizar. En el Zoom, con Ángela, la señora le dice, es que yo veo a Ángela viajar, yo veo a Ángela y yo quiero tener esa vida que Ángela tiene. Y yo con la empresa actual, no. ¿Y saben por qué? Porque Ángela lleva 4 años dándole. Dijo, no hablo, solo hablo de, yo quiero tener eso, yo quiero saber qué es lo que está haciendo Ángela. Y si Ángela no hubiera sido constante, si Ángela no hubiera ido a Turquía, porque le dijo, es que la veo por aquí, la veo por allá, la veo viajando, la veo no sé qué, y muchos pensaron no ir a Turquía. ¿Qué pasa si Ángela no hubiera ido a Turquía? Se estaría perdiendo una pareja que estoy seguro que la van a entrar a sacar del estadio. ¿Qué pasa si tú no hubieras ido a Turquía? ¿Qué pasa si tú no vas a Dubái? Si tú no vas a Dubái, adivina qué va a pasar con esas personas que están pendientes de ti a ver cómo carajos. Y si les digo algo, sí es importante que las personas que nos ven se den cuenta de lo que son capaces de entrar a lograr con el negocio. Entonces, la persistencia, porque si ustedes ven el Instagram díganme un día los que siguen a Ángela Pulido, ¿qué día esa mujer no sube contenido? Sube contenido del gimnasio, sube contenido del negocio, sube que está con su equipo todos los días. Los que conocen a Ángela, no existe un solo bendito día que yo no le vea a Ángela Pulido subir del negocio, de su gimnasio y de esto. Y hay muchas acá que son disciplinadas. Pero hay algo que me encantó de Moín. La persuasión viene de adentro. Por más de que usted mande ese video a 2 manos, si usted no está acá adentro convencido, no pasa nada. Yo he visto personas presentando y haciendo 200 cierres al mes, 100 cierres al mes, pero como acá adentro no están cerrados, como acá adentro no creen en sí mismos, como acá adentro no hay ese fuego interno, no firman. Pero yo he visto personas que solamente enviando 10 o 20 presentaciones firman una o dos. ¿Por qué? Porque sí tienen esa persuasión adentro. ¿Ustedes quieren saber quién tiene persuasión? Ustedes han visto a Camilo Pulido, que desde que entró a 2 manos presenta este negocio convencidísimo. Hay alguien, ese man sí tiene acá, pero esto es acá, no de, chicos, y para terminar el espacio que ya quiero porque es que se lo quiero dejar todo muy, hay muchos de ustedes enfocados en la técnica, pero no han entendido que este negocio se hace con el corazón. 95% corazón, 5% técnica. 95% corazón, 5% técnica. El estancado pone 95% de técnica y 5% de corazón. Por eso nunca se va al siguiente nivel, porque no entiende cómo funciona el universo. Está enfocado en la técnica. ¿Cómo hago la técnica? ¿Cómo? No, no, no. Hay gente con menos técnica y con más amor que tú haciendo el negocio que por eso se ganan $10,000 al mes. Kate Estupiñán, que está acá. Kate, se los digo, de verdad, se los digo, sabe el 10% de network marketing de lo que yo sé. Pero ¿saben cuánto amor le mete Kate Estupiñán a su negocio? Ella hasta ahora realmente cogió los libros de network marketing. Ella hasta ahora cogió todo lo, porque la tengo seca, pero ustedes saben cómo llegó a los $10,000 al mes Kate Estupiñán. 95% amor, 5% técnica. A punta de corazón con su esposo, entraron acá a cambiar su vida. No fue tanto técnica, porque yo le decía, acá te requiero que le metas requiero que aprendas de network, porque si hay cosas que tienes que aprender de network. Pero si ella sigue siendo con ese amor este negocio, si ella sigue siendo así genuinamente y le mete más técnica, imagínese a dónde va a ir su negocio aprendiendo los conceptos de network marketing que tiene que aprender. Porque ya le está metiendo, ya le está metiendo. Se hace leyenda en esto. Va a tener millones de mamás, millones de mujeres. Porque si llegó a donde llegó a punta de corazón, y obviamente no es decir que no sabe, pero yo le insistía. Pero si ustedes le preguntan a ella, ¿cuál es tu fórmula? Amor. Yo hago este negocio con amor. Yo estoy en este negocio con entrega. Meterle amor a la técnica será. Meterle técnica al amor. Chicos, si ustedes se enfocan en hacer esto con amor, en ver a los prospectos con amor, en hacer, chicos, para mí todo el que hace este negocio con amor pasa de $10,000 al mes. Pero el que usted le dice, voy a hacer un evento, ay, no, pero papi, hágalo con amor y verá que lo llena. Pues tengo que hacer un Zoom, tengo que ir al super sábado. No, pero porque hágalo con amor. Chicos, si empezamos a hacer este negocio con amor y quemamos esa versión que nos ata, porque chicos, yo en este momento tengo que quemar esta versión del ejecutivo. Yo actualmente tengo que quemar esta versión que soy para irme al siguiente nivel. Tengo que decir, ay, ¿qué es lo que para irme al siguiente nivel? ¿Qué tengo que hacer para dejar diamantes? Meterle más amor, meterme más en la cancha, muchas cosas. Pero si usted se siente estancado, se lo regalo. Es una persona que está atado a su versión actual por resistirse a su siguiente nivel. Y muchos de ustedes prefieren seguir comiendo miércoles que su siguiente versión, que su siguiente nivel. Ayer lo escribí a las 12:44 antes de dormirme. Dije, se los tengo que dar en el mindset de mañana. Dios los bendiga, jóvenes. Que tengan un excelente día.